I love Mike Hanson Archives.
Here we are at a council member's house, home. No. Here we are at a council member's house, home, down here in Austin. And I'm not going to tell you their address or who they are, but you ought to see how overgrown their house is. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Very nice little neighborhood over there, I will tell you. But it's just crazy that we'll just wait till you see how overgrown it is. Hell, look at that house. That's more overgrown. Look, that's not the council member's house, but look, that's more overgrown than Mr. Ellingson's. It's crazy. I think it makes me the maddest is how the paper countered with that story. We came out and did a story about Mr. Ellingson being harassed by the health department and environmental services, and 2 days later there was a front page thing on the health department saying how wonderful they are, stopping crime, sewage, and helping the children in East Austin. Everything health department did it. Here we are, folks, the right-wing evil. Look at it. This is a council member. Now we should probably slap up some footage later of Mr. Ellingson's and show you that this is 10 times more overgrown than his property. Selective enforcement, selective enforcement. And we're not attacking this council member. We're just saying, hey, maybe they should know about the hypocrisy in the city that they run, that we've elected them to protect us from their own minions. Even the driveway's overgrown. I mean, look at that. And folks, the camera can't even catch what's going on in this yard. And it's not our business. We don't care. I don't think it's a problem. But the statesman does. The health department does. They agree. $2,000 a day fines for non-compliance. Better take their home. Better bulldoze it. Out of control. Out of control. Well, as you can see, total hypocrisy at its best. Absolutely out of control. I think I ought to go up there. Again, we're not going to tell you the address down here of this council member. We're not going to tell you who she is. But just for yourself, take a look at the hypocrisy. Much worse than Mr. Ellingson. And it isn't a question of has she done something wrong. She hasn't done something wrong. But she needs to know what her city's doing, what the City Health and Human Services Environmental Services Division is doing. And the Austin Station's really been covering up the story that we did. It's wrong. Something needs to be done. As the sun sets here in South Austin, hypocrisy still continues. And hypocrisy is dangerous because fire is the outcome of his total hypocrisy. And we will edit it in the name of Pigawai. Whoa, boy, yeah, folks. As the sun sets here on Austin Highland Boulevard, we see the total hypocrisy. You don't see the health department out here in this tangled jungle with a tarp to keep the water out of the roof. The neighbors have verified this is a council member's home. They own both the houses here, and they're both in total disrepair and overgrown. So that's the hypocrisy of America now here, folks. And I think the council member needs to answer up why they're allowing the health department to go around terrorizing citizens in the name of environmentalism at $2,000 a day fines in non-compliance. I mean, that's so $2,000 a day for non-compliance. There's mosquitoes swarming the area. I've been bit on the back of the neck and on the forehead. There's just big, huge gobs of bushes all over the place. And this is just incredible to see. I mean, that's what it is. What else can it be but total hypocrisy? And again, we're not attacking the council member. We just got a tip from one of our viewers, one of our many spies spread around town. Faxed us information. We came over, asked two neighbors. This is where the council member lives. She's not coming out right now, I guess. I'm sure the police are on their way, but that doesn't matter. We're law-abiding citizens out here bringing you real news. See, what's good for the goose is not necessarily good for the gander. That's enough. Film the... Well, we're not going to tell you whose homes these are that this person owns both of, with the tarps and the leaking roof and the jungle. You can't even see the front door. 100 times worse than Mr. Ellingson's. But again, I'd say it's her right to do that in her home. She's not in the homeowner's community, you know, where you sign a clause. This will just give you a hint, though, who the council member is. You know, they're in public office. We should be able to tell you about it. Yeah, it looks like a jungle. In fact, I think I saw a great macaw parrot flying around in there or something. Oh, Lord. When are we going to get some peace from these bureaucrats? Compare this house to the council member's house right here. Incredible. Look at that. It's a Tarzan would be at home here. And again, we're not saying it's a problem. We're not saying anything should happen. But the health department is trying to use Austin citizens for slave labor to clean out city parks, city creeks that are on the borders of other people's homes. It's got to stop. Now compare this to Mr. Ellingson's home. In a few minutes, we'll show you a shot of that. And remember, he was threatened with $2,000 a day fine if he did not remove objectionable material, whatever that could be. I'm not sure, but it sounds very Gestapo-esque and open-ended, like bureaucrats like. Hi, I'm Alex Jones, here in the Amazon River Basin. No, I'm sorry, I mean a council member's home. And to be absolutely serious with everybody, we had a lot of neighbors come out and ask us what we were doing, and once we told them, they said, yes, it is ridiculous that the health department is out terrorizing people, and they did point out the incredible hypocrisy of the council member's home having the tarp over the roof and the vines and the jungle hanging out of the trees. But again, this is for your best interest, for the children. Tarzan and Cheetah. Look at them happily living on top of the roof. Yeah, I think the health department needs to give a visit over here. Very nice, quaint little neighborhood. Most of the homes are very, very clean cut and very pretty. And again, that's their own prerogative how their yard looks. But it's funny, from the health department to the council member's home down the street, they always have the most overgrown, from their homes to their bureaucratic offices. I mean, last week y'all saw the health department falling down walls, garbage, trash, junk, fire ants, 6-foot weeds, 6-inch grass everywhere. And again, I didn't go out there stirring up trouble with them. It's them harassing the citizens. So remember that. Bureaucrats at their homes, king bureaucrats like the council members, and then on down to their money collection sites like the city health department on 15 Waller Street are absolute pits. Because they really don't care about things being nice. They care about an easy ride, taking some of your hard-earned money, and telling you how to live, and ushering in their wonderful utopia. Now, back to the Jeff Davis Show. Get a shot of that. Get a shot of that. Speak out against evil now or submit in silence later. Yeah. But it's so fashionable not to speak out nowadays.
Hello, folks.
It's
this
so
is Mike Hanson here on YouTube here on Mike Hanson Archives, and we also have a new one here, Hanson Archives. And we are starting a new one, Waco Archives, about all the interviews we've done with the Branch Davidians over the years and all the evidence that we got on that particular murder case. So be sure, if you need to write us here on our, making a turn here, folks. Be sure if you need to write us here, she's going to put up the address here. It's 901 St. Joseph Street, Gonzales, Texas, 78629. If you want to call us to order a book, I am offering my book for $25 signed copy. If you'd like to call in with a credit card, the number is 830-672-3089. and we'll send you a signed copy, and all the money will go to support these channels here: Mike Hanson Archives, and Waco Archives. So stay tuned right here for more classic Alex Jones and Jeff Davis and a bunch of other great patriots right here on YouTube. If you want to get a hold of us on Facebook, it is Mike Hanson from Gonzales, and it's Hanson. Thanks to God, and God bless. Support us by subscribing. Push that button down here somewhere, wherever it is. Thanks.
I'm Alex Jones. The mainstream media here in town, that is the main affiliates and things, haven't done any investigative reporting in a long time. And they need to. But you see, they've got an easy ride, plenty of advertisers, and no problem. So why should they stand up against big city government out of control? The story you're about to see is not vindictive, but it is a council member's home here in Austin, Texas. We won't tell you her name. We're not out to make her feel bad. We're out for a little wake-up call for the city council and let them see how it is to have people come unannounced for no reason and pry into their lives. But don't worry, we're not going to try to put a $2,000 fine a day on her house for her grass being uncut. Why? We're not even going to try to fine her, because we don't have the power, but we wouldn't anyways, for the 15, 20-foot vines that hang out of the trees and run across the ground, and the broken down truck in her yard. And we also found out from the neighbors next door that she owns the rent house right across the street from her house with a tarp on the roof. And you'll see some footage of that. Yes, holes in the roof, a veritable jungle around the area. And there hasn't been any health department out there. That is the problem, is hypocrisy here in town. I'll also show you Mr. Ellingson's property. Mr. Ellingson did zero. He has 3-inch grass, English ivy growing on the trees, just like this council member does. But his house is at 1/10 as overgrown as hers. But this isn't the story. The story is this isn't the city's job to pry in people's life. And also, this Thursday, the Austin American Statesman did a story 3 days after, or less than 3 days after, we aired the original story about Mr. Ellingson being harassed by the City Health Department and Environmental Services Division. Less than 2 days after, they did a front page article saying it was because of crime and high weeds and the $2,000 a day fines must be levied against people's homes and the liens against homes must be done. That's fine. They need to go out and check the council members' homes and put levies against their houses then. You see, folks, it's time that you give your council members a call. It's time you raise hell and say, deal with the murderers first, deal with the carjackers and the rapists and the fondlers before you go around harassing others. And then a little bit later, we'll show you some shots again of Mr. Ellingson's home, and you'll just be shocked to see the difference between his home and then this council member's home. Holes in roofs, tarps on her property, and then the house she lives in across the street, it looks like Tarzan's fixing to come swinging through the trees in any second. So, again, this is not vindictive. This is us trying to wake people up in Austin to see that there's double standards. I mean, what is the deal here? If you go down and you check out the health department and environmental services on 15th Waller Street, I heard they cleaned it up now, but when we went down that Sunday before Monday when we did the story, there was falling down walls, there was 6-foot weeds, there was 6-inch grass everywhere, trash, cigarette butts, fire ant beds. I'm not down there harassing them. I'm just going and showing you the fact. I'm not levying fines on the people that work there, not even trying to, like they do to normal citizens. And then to see the paper jump in and defend them and make up lies for them and say sewage, children, crime goes up, East Austin. See, all these little buzzwords, folks, that's what it's all about, getting you off target, making excuses for hypocrisy. That is the essence of hypocrisy and bureaucracy out of control. And also the neighbors came up to us when we went out to this council member's neighborhood, and they said over and over, yeah, we don't know, we have nothing against her, but that's ridiculous. Her rent house across the street that she rents out has a blue tarp on the roof, and we'll show you a cut of that, and it looks like a jungle, can't even see the front door. Criminals could hide in there, just like the Statesman said, last Thursday. And then you actually see her home, and it's just atrocious, and there are mosquitoes flying around everywhere. But I say leave her alone. Let the council member live her life. Council member, when you hear about this, please understand we're not attacking you. We're not being vindictive. Please, repeat, please call the health department and tell them to get off people's back,
Make sure there's not cockroaches in our food at restaurants. Make sure that things like that are being done. Stop, but I understand you want to shake people down, health department. There's a lot of money in these $2,000 a day fines and liens on houses. You've taken quite a few houses, haven't you? Especially from older Americans who are sometimes a little, not too sharp. Yeah, that's your policy, isn't it? Making people clean up creeks and in subdivisions behind their homes that they don't even own. Yeah, like my grandparents. That's
Hello,
real nice.
folks. This is Jeff Davis with the legendary Jeff Davis Show from Central Texas, USA. And I love Mike Hanson Archives. Peace out, baby.
Anybody want to come up here? All right, that's it. All right, who wants to lead it? Let Jeannie go. Go ahead. Yes, sir. All right. God bless the Republic